Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, Hope you have been able to have a good week, and we're almost, starting a new year. So I hope you're getting a good close off to this year. But some really cool concept art that was shared by Zack Snyder on Vero last night at the time of making this video. Our first looked at Rebel Moon. So it is concept art, but they are just a few months away from principal photography, which is what he shares in the caption. Um, which is pretty much what was reported like earlier this year, that they were going to be doing principal photography like the first quarter of the year. So that sounds about on track. And looks like we have some kind of, alien soldier race characters here, alien race soldiers, some kind of alien race is what I'm trying to say. Look like they have, they have some weaponry there. That's really cool. I think that looks like a cape. I'm not sure. I'll zoom in. I'll go to the other picture in a minute to show it more full screen. But there's also like some kind of hieroglyphic language here on these pillars. Um, so there's a closer look there. They're kind of have like this glowing skeletal form, but it also looks like they have armor. So I'm not sure if that's their body. It's probably a combination of both because they do have weapons and some armor, and their heads are, alien shaped. You can see their faces are kind of have a skeletal look to them as well. So we'll see how they turn out in the film. But, you know, based off of Zack's other movies and Zack Snyder's Justice League in particular, he's very visual and very detailed. And so I imagine that the concept art is probably a good representation of what we're going to see in the movie. Um, Again, you closer up, you can see on these like broken, jagged stone pillars, there's some kind of writing on there. So whatever planet this is in the movie, maybe that's something from their language, their type of communication. Obviously, we don't know anything that's happening in the scene, or really can make any kind of predictions about what is going on here in from this concept art. But it's cool to have a first look, and I'm excited for him to share more things to come from Rebel Moon. Maybe we'll see sometime in the near future some concept art of the main character, who's going to be played by Sofia Boutella, who I hope I said her name right. I always feel like I'm saying her name wrong or I forget it, but it's just so interesting that she was cast in this movie, especially as the main female lead character, because if you remember, she was the one who a lot of people, this huge fan theory started about her possibly playing a version of Grail, Supergirl Grail, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that we were going to see her on Apocalypse or something like that. And it's pretty cool that he was able to cast her. He chose her to be the female lead character in this movie. So super excited to see this like intergalactic, huge scale space action movie from Zack Snyder, because it will be different from things that we've seen from him before. But I think when you take on something like that, you have to, not, it's expected that is going to be a large scale, like just, over the top, crazy visuals, and what you expect from those kind of movies. So I'm excited to see more, learn more about, details about the story. And yeah, it's pretty cool that they're on track. I'm happy that he is again able to have creative freedom and control, just like he was able to do with Army of the Dead. So I am looking forward to it. Also on Vero, as is pretty common, Zach will reply to certain questions or comments, and the question came up. This is a very important question. Is this the time to lose hope? And Zach said never. And if I'm not mistaken, that I think that was on the Rebel Moon post. I'm not sure. He has been posting quite a bit lately, and including some of the Batmobile pictures that we've been seeing a lot of, and things of that nature. But it is a recent comment. I saw it last night, so I think it is from last night. It's not an old, from last year, years ago, nothing like that. It is recent. And so um, they're referring to the Snyderverse, losing hope for the Snyderverse being continued. And of course, I don't think he's ever going to say, like, okay, you guys can just kind of like let this go and like stop pursuing it. I don't think he's ever going to say that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'd be kind of surprised. I do think he would be honest, like he has been, about whether or not, like, if he knew for sure that it was like absolutely never, ever, ever 100% never going to happen again, then I think he would be pretty blunt about that and honest, just like he has been about Warner Brothers wanting to continue with, what's going to happen with this multiverse thing that they're doing in The Flash. They want to, I mean, obviously we know that Michael Keaton's going to be in Batgirl now. So they're trying to combine these universes, and which is fine, but hopefully that means that the door is still open for what we have gotten started in the Snyderverse to also continue, whether it's on HBO Max or whatnot. So I don't think he's ever going to discourage the fans from losing. He wants to encourage the fans to stay hopeful, stay positive. We accomplished the impossible to begin with. Like he has said before, when the movie came out, this should have never happened. Like getting a sequel to the movie, or getting a Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 or whatever, getting that is more more likely to happen than the likelihood that the Snyder Cut would have come out. Like that coming out was like, so the odds were not in our favor or Zack's favor at all. So the fact that that movie came out and was released, and that he was able to complete the 4 hours and restore all of those original ideas that he had, and the score and step up, all of those things. Yeah, I know with the whole Green Lantern thing, we weren't able to see that. But as far as getting the 4 hours and getting what we got, that was so much more unlikely than getting a continuation. So if that makes sense. So the fact that we got that is just like, that doesn't happen. That's why it was such a huge moment in just entertainment in general, and movie making and films and cinema. So he's always going to support, and especially more importantly, because of the AFSP side to this whole Snyder Cut movement, he's never going to say for us to lose hope. But I do think he will be as honest as he can about what he knows or what he doesn't know and things like that. Because with this merger that's supposed to be the Discovery merger, that's supposed to be, I think, being completed or signed or whatever you want to call it in the first quarter of the year. Again, I wouldn't automatically expect things to start coming up, announcements to start coming up, oh, they signed a merger, so it's happening. No. But I do think that obviously that's a gateway that could potentially be positive for the Snyderverse. So it's just nice to see that, when Zack replies and still wants fans to feel encouraged, that's a positive thing. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know what you think about the Rebel Moon concept art. And don't forget to check out the links in the description and watch any videos you might have missed recently. So we'll see you guys next time.